Welcome to Uncaged Zoo Tours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours. My friends, it's been a while, but we are back at the Denver Zoo. Like any other zoo, it has a ton of animals that always bring in a crowd. Besides, we already went to the African Penguin Point, the Benson Predator Ridge, the Toyota Elephant Passage, the Edge, and the Northern Shores. But one group of animals that can make you happy are primates. To back up my opinion, we're heading to Primate Panorama. Opened in two phases from 1996 to 2002, this exhibit showcases many primates and other tropical animals from Africa, Madagascar, South America, and Asia. We'll also meet some baby primates that will make everyone smile and some animals that are always a treat. Let's go. Primate Panorama is located at the very right corner of the zoo, and one of the first animals you might see are some wolf sconauts, which I forgot to film. But don't worry, we'll get to see them in action when we visit the Bronx Zoo's Congo Gorilla Forest. You might also see black and white colobus monkeys. Unlike other animals, primates have eyes on the top of their head so they can tell where their food is or how far away the next branch is. I guess this colobus monkey is busy eating his breakfast, so let's move on to Jules of the Emerald Forest. Our next primate pal is a very curious red-ruffed lemur. Red-ruffed lemurs, like other lemurs, live on the island of Madagascar. But how did they get there? Scientists believe that their ancestors floated on rafts to get to Madagascar around 40 million years ago. They probably went there to avoid competing with monkeys, which were much smarter than their lemur cousins. Plus, Madagascar doesn't have many large predators. These red-ruffed lemurs are prosimians, not monkeys. Prosimians have a larger snout and a better sense of smell. But like other primates, red-ruffed lemurs have opposable thumbs, which can move forward and touch their fingers. If you want to learn more about red-ruffed lemurs, please refer to my Madagascar at the Bronx Zoo tour. I love lemurs, and our next animal is one. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since my jungle trails at the Cincinnati Zoo tour, and one of the coolest primates in the world, the aye-aye. They may look like a combination between a rodent, fox, beaver, and witch, but they are still a lemur. When they were first discovered, scientists thought they were some kind of rodent due to their teeth, but nowadays they are related to lemurs. When aye-ayes aren't using that bony middle finger for tapping on trees to detect the movement of juicy bugs, they raise their bony finger when walking on the ground to avoid damaging them. The aye-aye can also use its teeth to crack open coconuts and can use its bony finger to grab the pulp or meat. It's the same thing they do when hunting for insects. Aye-ayes also spend 80% of the night eating food, but they also have dark fur and large eyes that are perfect for night vision. During the day, the aye-aye sleeps in a ball-like nest of sticks and leaves. It's also worth noting that the aye-aye is threatened by habitat loss and by people who think they symbolize bad luck. But I don't think they're a symbol of bad luck. It's always a treat to see this lemur in action. Let's move on because my eyes need to adjust. Other animals you might see are coconut lorikeets, common marmosets, and sakis. But I feel like giving the spotlight to one of the zoo's former residents, the coppery titi monkey. Coppery titi monkeys can twist their tails together when they bond, which is called tail intertwining. This titi monkey named Cinnamon was one of the oldest of her kind in captivity, at 31 years old. Plus, she was one of the only 3 titi monkeys in an American zoo. Sadly, she died last January. But another South American primate you might find in this area is our first golden lion tamarin. There are over 200 species of monkeys, and golden lion tamarins belong to a group of mammals called Callitrichidae, which consists of other tamarins. Like other primates, they are endangered due to deforestation and poaching, as well as the pet trade. The golden lion tamarin was almost extinct by the 1960s, with fewer than 200 tamarins left in Brazil. Their problems reached worldwide attention by the 1980s, and 43 international zoos worked together to raise golden lion tamarins in human care. Now there are between 1,400 and 3,000 golden lion tamarins in Brazil, many of which were descendants of zoo individuals. The Denver Zoo has helped out a little as a male baby was born in June 2022. His name is Chickpea, and in the wild, baby golden lion tamarins are born in the wet season because there is more food around. A golden lion tamarin will reach maturity at only 3 months old. Oh wait, before you leave the building, there are also white-headed brown lemurs and ring-tailed lemurs. As we head outside, the next animal you might see is a red-crowned megabay, whom I didn't see. But across from them is a swinging yet playful primate. Put your hands together for the black-handed spider monkey. How's it going? I haven't talked about you since my Primate South America tour at the Birmingham Zoo. I said in that video that spider monkeys have hook-like hands, but they don't have thumbs because the rest of their fingers act like thumbs. Spider monkeys got their name because they hang on to different branches as they swing, and their limbs and long prehensile tail make them look like a spider in the shadows. A spider monkey style of swinging is called brachiating, and they have rotational shoulder joints that allow them to swing. Now it's time to see some apes, and one of my favorites are the Sumatran orangutans. Like other apes, orangutans don't have tails, but they can swing around just fine. The zoo is home to 6 orangutans. First is Hesty, who was born in 2010. Hesty loves playing keep away with her parents, and who knows what she'll be up to next. Then there's Irina, who came from Germany and also gave birth to a baby in August 2023. Irina also loves inventing new games to play with her keepers. And then there's Jaya, who was born in 2007. A male orangutan will only have cheek pouches if they're mature enough. Jaya doesn't have his pouches yet, but he still loves to play. There's also Sarah, who was born in 2017, and finally is the old man Barani, who stays on the sidelines as the other apes play, but he has a great sense of humor. It's also worth noting that an orangutan's lips are so flexible that they can peel fruit. Don't worry, we'll see even more orangutans when you visit the Louisville Zoo's Islands exhibit. Next up is another one of my favorite apes, gorillas. The zoo's 3 gorillas, Cal, Gunther, and Membelli, are all males. In the wild, male gorillas sometimes form bachelor groups after leaving a family unit. Like other primates, gorillas are very intelligent, as they can make their own nests to sleep in by gathering leaves and branches. These nests help keep the gorillas nice and warm, keep them from slipping, and support them in a tree during the night. Gorillas build nests every night because they travel to different locations looking for food. Building a nest every day helps avoid parasites that might be found in the bedding. Researchers can identify the size, age, activity, and makeup of a gorilla troop by looking at their nests. Gorilla infants sleep in their mom's nest until they're 3 years old, but they can start building a nest when they're 8 months old. We'll see more gorillas when we visit Africa at the North Carolina Zoo and the Congo Gorilla Forest at the Bronx Zoo. Our next stop is the Forest Aviary. Inside this walkthrough aviary, the only birds I saw were this Barrow's goldeneye, North American ruddy duck, and swan geese. Now, the final section is the Shamba, which means we get to see some more animals from Africa, like these mandrills, which are also known as forest baboons. Mandrills may look like apes, but they have very small tails, which means they're monkeys. Their scientific name, Mandrillus sphinx, refers to an ancient Greek god that had the head of a human and the body of a lion. As I said in my Zambezi River hippocamp at the Memphis Zoo tour, mandrills communicate with their huge teeth. Mandrills also have large cheek pouches that they can stuff with food to eat at a later time. It's like having a pantry in your mouth. The males may have colorful faces, but they can lose their facial color when they lose their status as the dominant male. Whenever a mandrill is upset, they will beat the ground to tell other males to back off. Speaking of color, mandrills, like other primates, can see in full color, which means they identify where the food is. But they can also see our first red river hogs, which are just as colorful as their mandrill neighbors. Despite their name, red river hogs don't live in a red river. Their name comes from the fact that they roll around in the mud to stay cool. Red river hogs have a great sense of smell when looking for food, and while many wild pigs are becoming scarce because of habitat loss, red river hogs take advantage of these changes by using the farm areas for grazing. There's also a Cape porcupine that I forgot to film, but don't worry, we'll get to see some very active Cape porcupines when we visit the bamboo trail at the Nashville Zoo. Our next animal is a Siamese. Sorry for interrupting your lunch, but across from them is our first rhinoceros hornbill. Isn't it ironic how our last animal is a bird? Like the great hornbill and wrinkled hornbill, the rhinoceros hornbill has a cast on their head. It's that golden and orange horn on the top of their head that amplifies their call. In Borneo, some people think the rhinoceros hornbill is the chief or leader of all birds, and a statue of them is used to welcome a bird god called Sengolong Burong. The rhinoceros hornbill is also the national bird of Malaysia. Like our fingernails and hair, our rhinoceros hornbill's casque is made of keratin and is also hollow, which helps the bird amplify its call. And that concludes our fourth tour of the Denver Zoo. That was fun, and it's worth noting that humans are primates too. I guess we do share things with monkeys, apes, and prosimians, like our thumbs, eyes, and big brains. Now it's time to vote on which Denver Zoo exhibit you would like to see next. Our first option is a quick look at Harmony Hill, where we'll meet a rescued grizzly bear and 2 leucistic raccoons. The other option is a 2-in-1 of Sheep Mountain and the Pachyderm House, where we'll meet our first mountain goats and bighorn sheep. But we'll also see a black rhino and a hippo. So today's question is, what is your favorite primate and why? As always, thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching.